Good morning, family and friends. How are you? I hope you are doing great. Welcome to this new day. It's a beautiful day, and we are beautiful because it's beautiful to us. It's our day. We are here to have fun, to enjoy life, to enjoy this day, to celebrate your life just as you have to and ought to celebrate it every day. Be strong wherever you are. Encourage yourself. Learn new things. Do something good for yourselves. Face your fears. And stand as a man. Stand as a woman. And do your thing. It's very important. Do your thing. And you see how beautiful life is. Life is very beautiful. And your life too. So I want to share this because I still see that many of our people are still confused about creation. They always ask, who created you, who gave you life, who gave you the breath you have, all that. I want to speak more on that, and I'm encouraging all of us, anyone among us or those among us that know that have knowledge about how we were created. You should please share it. I don't say those that believe, I say those that know. Although it's simple, but religion has made many of our people to be confused, to be converts, to be victims, that they don't even understand or know themselves. So they need constant wake up calls. They need constant reminder to remind them, listen, this is who you are, this is how this thing is, because it's not easy to overcome the long years of bondage. You know, we are born in this bondage, we are brought up in this bondage, especially we receive them from our parents. We love our parents, we trust our parents, so we accepted this bondage as truth, as the right way, as a good lifestyle for us. So, and we are struggling with it, but I'm happy, thanks to factual truth, because factual truth, somebody may argue against factual truth this minute, but the next minute that person will wake up if that person love the truth, because all you need is to think, especially when you lay down, think, when you sit, think, when you're walking, think. It is very important. If you know how to think, or if you dare to think, you will stop thinking. The reason why many adults are thinking today, regardless their status in communities, because they are not thinking. They are thinking in the lines of religion or politics, but instead of them thinking for themselves, it is hard for them to think for themselves. They think they accepted that lie. If they think for themselves, they are overthinking, and they can't trust their own understanding. They shouldn't lean on it. No, it is time you begin to lean on your own understanding. Use your head. You know, endeavor to understand something, to avoid mistakes, and to avoid rejoicing in bondage. Nobody can tell me now in everything give thanks to God, because I know that's bullshit. I don't give thanks to any God. I give thanks to myself and to my fellow human beings. So the question is this: who created you? Many people, even parents, believe God created them. They believe God created them and say, where is that God? They say God is a spirit. So if God is a spirit you cannot see, and God created you in his own image and likeness as you believe, then why am I seeing you and I can't see that God? If God is a spirit and he created you in his own image and likeness, I'm supposed to be seeing that God as I see you. I know. Imagine in this time and age, a God that doesn't have phone number, that God is useless. It does not exist. Everyone, even today, children, kids in the family have phone number, you know, communicating with their parents. But none of children of God can communicate with God. God has no phone number, and it's a shame when ordinary human being, as they used to call themselves, ordinary human being can have smartphone. You see, this is my phone. Hey Siri. You see?
Go ahead.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Is it Siri communicating with me? Let me, Siri, this is Siri. And I cannot see Siri. But Siri exists, right? It's like I believe Siri exists, right? Okay, I believe Siri exists. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. What is the weather today?
It's currently clear and 34 degrees in Hillside. Expect mostly cloudy skies starting in the morning. Today's high will be 42 degrees, and the low will be 28.
That is Siri. I have not seen Siri. I can see Siri if I want to see Siri. So Siri is like your invisible God. As Victor Ifeanyi just brought it up. What is the phone number to your God so that we can communicate with your God? Siri, you are here. I just practiced, I just demonstrated to you. Siri is invisible to me. Right? But Siri can communicate, Siri can speak, can answer my question. But your God, you say your God is alive, your God exists, that God cannot answer you. That God cannot answer your question. The last video I made some hours ago is that Google is better than God. And it's like related to this because somebody commented in that video, said, who created the creator of Google? The one who made the Google? I said, no, his parents. And that is the simple answer to that question. Who created you? Your parents. Your parents created you. For those who believe the Bible is the word of God or their authority, I will still use the Bible to try to open your eyes. I don't subscribe to the Bible. I have ripped my Bible here. I show it in the live broadcast. But at least I have smartphone. You have Bible app in it. You can use Google to see Bible. Whatever Bible you are looking for, Google can show you that Bible. God cannot show you any Bible. Although you have, like they say, about 30,000 translations of Bible. 30,000 or 3,000 of types of Bible. But God cannot show you one. But I can use Bible apps and use different translations to read out to you, to try to open your eyes. Remember, I was once a Christian. I was once a Bible preacher. I was once a churchgoer. I was once a minister of the gospel. I was once a reverend man of God. I'm telling you, I have stand in the pulpit with all manner of men of God. How many of you know Bishop Ojo, the assistant of Idahosa before Idahosa died? I shared the picture one time because when I was pastoring that church in Ojo, Alaba, him and the founder of that church, both of them break away from Church of God. So both of them are friends. So he was invited during our, I think, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is this time around, end of year Thanksgiving. Ojo, I'm the resident pastor. Ojo came, he was sitting by my side. I introduced our GO, then our GO introduced him. It's the ladder, we climbed it. Ojo, that is the man I never sat close to when Idahosa was alive because he was always on the altar with Idahosa, and we sit in the floor. But now I sat with him all that. When you're a pastor, and my type of pastor is not a joking one. Even the GO of the church I was pastoring used to call me Mobile Bible. It's not, I was not joking, just as I'm not joking with what I'm doing. As I said earlier, I did not change. I only switched from faith to fast. That's it, but it remains the same me that love the truth, that seek after the truth. It doesn't matter. Even when I was a Christian, when I walk into a place, I say, I don't care about what the devil is saying or the word is saying. And when you see me that I don't take care of myself, you see people all over my face, and I don't care about how I dress. All I care about is the Bible, Christian books, Christian tapes. Every time you see me, Christian gospel, all that. Believing that God created me when I have not seen that God that created me. You did not only believe your parents gave birth to you, you have seen your parents. Even Even if you did not see your biological parents, you know the ones who brought you up and they told you about your parents. They tell you they are not your parents. Your parents died maybe in an accident or something happened. Or maybe you adopted, but you know these are not your real parents, but you have parents. You did not fall down from the sky. But religion has corroded. Religion has corrupted. Religion has wrought many people's mind to believe God created them, the God they cannot see. The simple answer to that question is your parents are your gods and God, are your creators. I did not say your father is your creator. I did not say your mother is your creator. Hear what this wise man says. I shared it earlier. He said, man cannot create a creature with life in by himself. A woman cannot create a creature with life in by herself. But the two together, having a sexual union together, can be creators. That is what you call procreation. You are a creator, but you by yourself cannot recreate. You by yourself cannot create anything that has life in it. It has to be male and female coming together to recreate, to procreate. That's why homosexuality is anti-nature, is anti-truth, it is evil. I love homosexuals, but I hate homosexuality. I hate the act. Just as I love criminals, but I hate crime. Who created you? At your age, you're supposed to know. But those of you that believe in the Bible, that always say, God is the one that created you, he gave you life. Let us see what the Bible said before Christianity came and began to mix up everything. Christianity brought confusion. People, that's why when you read the Bible, you are confused. And you settle with, you know what, let me just believe what I believe until the last day. We will know. He said you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. It is in your Bible. They stole it from ancient African texts and put it in the Bible. That is when you know the truth, that truth will make you free. A man with knowledge of the truth cannot be slave, cannot be controlled by any church, by any religion. Hear what Proverbs say. Proverbs chapter 23 verse 22. Oh man, okay. He asked me to download this shit, but use my Face ID. I'm reading with the New King James Version first. It says, listen to your father who begot you. God is not the one that begot you. You believe that God begot Jesus. He said God begot Jesus. But it's also a lie, because it takes a man and a woman to begot somebody or to beget somebody. Mary was not impregnated by any man according to your Bible. So in other words, Jesus has no father and Jesus never existed. Everyone that exists must have father and mother. There is no one that existed in history or can exist today without having father and mother. But Jesus always talk about his father. He don't talk about his mother. But every reasonable human being must talk about their father and mother. And that's why the religion of Abrahamic, or those three Abrahamic religions, they are wicked. They suppress women. They always talk about the father, talking about the he and the she is swept under the carpet. And you see many of us, when we talk, some of us dwell in talking about our father. Some of us dwell in talking about our mother. That is wrong. Oh, God bless my mother. My mother, I can't have any another mother than my mother. That's bullshit. It's supposed to be your father and your mother. It's supposed to be both of them. Without your father and mother, you won't be here. Your father alone cannot give birth to you. Did not give birth to you. Your mother alone did not give birth to you. It has to be two of them. That's why you're supposed to honor both of them. Talk about both of them. Anything you are doing, anything you are saying. One day my mother said, "Oh, you didn't give me money." I said, I gave my father. He said, "Yes." I said, "Both of you are one." Recently, both of you are one. If I give to my father, I've given to my mother. If I give to my mother, I've given to my... Because I want to break all this nonsense Christianity brought among us. And we are growing up in it and seeing it as a right way in our family. I give my father, I give my mother. They are one. And you believe they are your parents. If you give to this one, you are giving to both of them. Just as both of them brought you forth. Your mother did not give birth to half of you, and your father gave birth to half of you. No, they had sex, and your mother conceived, and you were formed in her womb by her own body, not by God. Then she brought you forth. Listen, my people, your parents gave birth to you. He said, verse 22, listen to your father, not listen to God. It is later they begin to replace father with God. They said, our father which art in heaven. Fuck that, your father which art in heaven. Your father is on earth. You cannot have father in heaven. Your father is on earth. And if your father is dead, your father is buried in the earth. And his blood is speaking from the earth and also from you. Listen to your father who begot you, and do not despise your mother who, when she is old. When you are old, he said, listen to your father who begot you, and do not forsake, do not despise your mother when she's old. Like those of you that are beating your mother because she's old, or your father because he's old. These things apply to both of them. When you are not living the right way, I don't mean religious way. When you are not living as man, as woman, you're supposed to be naturally, and your parents begin to call your attention. Listen, what are you doing? Come on. I'm not talking about God or religion. No. Natural order. Listen to your father who begot you, who created you, your father and mother. Listen to your father who begot you, and do not despise your mother when she's old. It is not me that is saying this, it's your Bible. Let me read it with New Living Bible, New Living Translation. I hope it's still warm. Yeah. See what New Living Translation said. Listen to your father who gave you life. It is not me. Those of you that believe in the Bible and always asking people this stupid question, who gave you life? You are mocking the God that gave you life. God did not give me life. He said, listen to your father who gave you life. And don't despise your mother when she's old. It is your father and your mother who gave you life, not God. Your parents created you, not God that created you. Your parents gave you life, which nature embedded in them. You say, where did my parents get their life? From nature. Where did the trees get their life? Where did the animals get their life? The same way you get yours. That's why all of us return the same way. You cut down the tree, it fall to the earth, it can never go to heaven. You kill animal, go to the earth, it can never go to heaven. The same way you, when you die, it is only in a land of fairy tales they tell you somebody floated in the air to heaven. Enoch, Jesus, Elijah, all are lies, made up stories. You cannot float anywhere. You cannot. No human being can float. No one that existed or exists can float. No one, nothing can float except something carried by the wind, like the birds. But human being going up in the sky without wings? No, it's only things that have wings. He said, I mount up with the wings. Let God mount you up with wings. Let us see. He cannot do that because God does not exist. Your parents gave you life, which nature put in them. It is in them. They were born with that life. That's why the sperm your father injected in your mother is called life. Because in us is life, not in Jesus. That's why they stole it and put it in John chapter 1. They said, in him was life, and that life was the light of men. And that light shines in darkness, and darkness comprehend no, it's all lies. The life is in him, man. And man put that life in a woman because the woman also have life. The life that can recreate, that can procreate. And that's how you were formed. It's simple. But those of you that still believe God created you, can you tell me when God created you? The day, the time God created you. You can. You can tell me the day your mother gave birth to you, because that is real. God created you is a lie. Acknowledging your parents can prolong your life naturally. How I wish you understand your African family structure before the Romans, before the Europeans, before the Arabs came and messed them up or mess it up. We honor our parents. We honor our parents, not just our father or our mother. We honor our parents. That's why we saw them as gods and goddesses, our ancestors. When you are, it's in your Bible. It's not even, they stole it from African texts and put it in the Bible also, Ephesians chapter 6. See what he said there. Ephesians chapter 6, 2 and 3 said, honor your father and mother. It is not a commandment, it's a natural order. You don't need any law to honor your father and mother because they are your father and mother. They take care of you. When you are vulnerable, they were there to provide shelter, to provide clothing, to provide food for you. You don't need any prophet. You don't need any God to tell you to honor your parents. Because the blood is running through you. The same blood in them is in you. You don't need any church. You don't need any religion to teach you to honor your parents. Say, honor your father and mother. Verse 3, if you honor your father and mother, things will go well for you and you will have a long life on earth. Honor your father and mother, things will go well with you. But the problem we have today is this. Religion has messed up that line. We don't have no more African mother and father. So you can disrespect your parents and nothing will happen to you because they have been cut off from African root. But in Africa, a child that dishonors his parents, things will be so hard for him and it will not be well with him. But you see today, children can kill their father and the mother and travel abroad and become rich. Things go well with them, they live long. Your father and mother are your creators. You don't have a creator, you have creators. One God cannot recreate, one God cannot make anything. It takes a God and goddess to create. It is when a God and goddess come together, have sex. Yes, have sex. That's how they can recreate. That's how they can procreate. You ought to understand that's how you can use your life as an example. Ask yourself, how did I come to be? You ask me, well, how did the first man or first woman came? You are stupid asking that question. You don't know how you came, but you are asking me how the first person came. Who told you there was a first man and first woman that came? It's still religious book. You are asking that out of Christian mindset, out of Islamic mindset, out of Jewish mindset. No, it is time you begin to ask sensible questions. You know how you came. Your parents have said you came, and you can prove it yourself. You can demonstrate it. If you are a man or a woman, look for your opposite sex. Have sex. Well, if two of you agree, then you will see. If she get pregnant, you will see child or children come forth. It is not any God. God does not give any children. God cannot make any children. It is in the man's quiver. You have the sperm in you. When you inject it in that woman, she have also the life in her, able to recreate, to form that sperm you put in there, and you comes forth. The hand of God is not there. I'm happy how somebody said that. He said, it was my father who had sex with my mother, not God. God did not have sex with my mother, so God cannot be my father. God cannot be my creator. My father is my creator. My mother is my creator. Both of them are my creators. I don't have one creator. One creator cannot create. There is what is called law of opposite, law of balance, law of equilibrium. If there is a God, there is goddess. If there is a man, there is woman. If there is male, there is female. If there is up, there is down. If there is right, there is left. Yeah, when you see somebody with one hand, you know it's not normal. The same way it is when you say God created you, it's not normal. You say God is your father, it's not normal. If you have God the father, where is God the mother? And if you say Mary is the mother of God, and you believe also that God created Mary, you are stupid. How your parents created you, you will always ask that. And I just say, first, they had sex. Second, your mother conceived. Third, you were formed in her womb, not in heaven. You were not formed in heaven. You are not formed in the deepest part of the earth. You were formed in your mother's womb. Then your mother brought you forth. Simple steps. 4. Sex, conception, formation, and birth. That's how you came to be. What else do you want to know? Just know what is real. Not trying to know what they tell you exists, but it does not exist. They lie to you that God created you. Why God did not create you? But you can verify that it is your parents who created you. Your parents. Your parents. Are you still confused about who created you? After listening to me, you still confused? If you are confused and you are a man, look for a woman and have sex with her. Keep having sex until she gets pregnant. Then she will give birth. You will tell me who created that child or those children you have with that woman. And you see grown men and women saying God created, and they taught their children that nonsense. The same way our parents used to lie to us. Children come through the belly button, the navel. You know, yeah, it came from there. She vomited it. Your mother went to hospital and vomited it through her mouth. Lying to children. When you are teaching your children Christian principles, you are lying to them. When you are teaching your children Islamic principles, you are lying to them. When you are teaching your children Jewish principles, you are lying to them. That's why you see confusion everywhere in our land. Because our parents did not teach us the truth. In closing, you don't have a creator. You have creatures. Don't be confused about it. It's that simple. Your parents are your creatures. If you must worship, worship your parents. Worship simply means honor, respect. Honor your parents, respect your parents as your parents. Because your children will also honor and respect you the same way. Those of you that are still disrespecting your ancestors, remember, that's the same way your children will keep disrespecting you. It's happening. It's time you wake up and begin to teach your children the truth so that they grow up with that truth. Your parents are your creators. God is not your creator. Jesus is not your creator. Holy Spirit cannot be your creator, because 3 persons cannot be your creators. 3 persons, no. The Holy Trinity is a lie. It has to be a male and female, God and goddess, which your parents are. So whatever you are doing, don't be confused anymore with all the lies they taught you. It's time you flush them out of your system and embrace factual truth. Peace.